Good afternoon, preppers. Welcome to Goshen Prepping. I have a question for you. Who are you prepping for? Actually, in reality, 5 questions, because this video is going to hopefully bring out some information and a change in thought and ideas that you may not have thought of, and something you'll definitely have to deal with if crap hits the fan. So the first question I have is, who are you prepping for? Are you prepping for you or your family? I mean, I'm not talking about your immediate family. Let's say you have some children at home, but your extended family, the ones who basically just come to visit every once in a while, just kind of sit around, drink all your beer, and, eat all your food. These are the same people, by the way, who know you're preppers. Well, have an idea anyway. And of course, we always say, don't tell people you're preppers, even if it's family. But you know how family is. They probably already know you're that crazy person who continuously stockpiles everything they have. When crap hits the fan, they know exactly where you live. They come there all the time. So my question is, are you prepping for them as well? If not, are you prepared to basically deadbolt your door and say you're not coming in? That's something you seriously need to think about. Because think about it this way. Let's say you have enough food stockpiled for you, you're the one in your household for a year. Now suddenly you have Uncle Jed who comes over. You only have food stockpiled for 6 months. And who knows, Uncle Jed may be like, I don't care, I'll just eat whatever. It may be much less than 6 months. So you need to seriously consider this. Even more so, I would always say this very quickly, that you might want to take some of your food, have a prepper pantry, maybe a shelf in your basement that holds all the food. So when Uncle Jed comes over, he'd be like, oh, I thought you were a prepper. That's not a whole lot of food. Yeah, because all the other stuff I have buried in the backyard or whatever. Kind of think about that, because when family comes over, sometimes you don't want to actually show all the things you have. So who are you prepping for? Are you prepping for your neighbors? That's your second question. Because same thing. I mean, neighbors are neighbors. You always have some neighbors who you don't get along with, ones you don't talk with, etc. But I'm sure you have some neighbors you do talk with. And I think it's our duty to try to get neighbors to see what's coming, because when crap hits the fan, there's going to be a lot of fear. A lot of people don't know where to go and what to do, and you'll be looked at as being a leader. So same thing. Are you going to prepare for them? I mean, you may have a couple neighbors who are like dear friends, and you may want to consider actually having food set aside for them, or even actually just have some extra food set aside in case a neighbor needs some food. 100% nothing wrong with that. And of course, I encourage it. But same thing. You might want to really take a lot of your preps and put them in different locations where they won't see them, because if those neighbors happen to come over or even break in and they come down, they'll say, oh, wow, they didn't have as much food as I thought they did. If you put it all in one central location, they're going to ransack and raid you. So prepping for your neighbors, either way, you're going to have to prepare for that situation. So who are you going to prep for? Things you love? I say things because, well, they're part of your family too. What about your pets? Are you prepping for your pets? I don't think you have to worry so much about your pets stealing your extra preps, even though they like to dig in food and take stuff, don't they? But that's something you need to seriously consider as well. Because I don't think a lot of you are going to actually treat your pets as being expendable when crap hits the fan. I'm sure some people are like that, but I think most of us aren't. We love our pets. Not to mention that many of them actually have a purpose. Dogs are amazing as far as helping watch and guard your house. People think twice about breaking in if there's a dog, or at the very least, even if you have a really small dog, they love to let you know if somebody's coming to the door. So are you prepping for your pets? That's something you need to seriously consider. How about this? Are you prepping for yourself? Of course you are. That's why we're here. But I want to put it in a way to help you understand that just because down at Kroger they have a sale on kidney beans doesn't mean you should buy the kidney beans per se, because you may not like kidney beans. Well, the thing is, you really need to prep on stuff that you want to eat. Prep on stuff you're actually going to use. And I know in our mindset, we like to jump down those rabbit holes when we see this new piece of gear or this new food, or you know what, now we have this giant number 10 can of dehydrated whatever. And we always want to go down those paths, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to understand, think about yourself. You really need to ask yourself, am I going to eat that? Is that something I really want? Is that a piece of equipment I'm actually going to really use? Because I think when the prepping community looks at this stuff, they tend to jump down that path without really thinking. So you need to think about that. Who are you prepping for? Yourself, right? Prep for yourself what you'll actually use. Then lastly, number 5, who are you prepping for? Are you prepping for freeloaders? I mean, this very well may fit into that family member again, or possibly that neighbor. Because understand, a lot of people, the reason they're not prepping in the first place is because they just don't want to deal with it. They want to have a happy life, go to the movies, go out with friends, and not worry about crap hitting the fan. And so they're not preparing. So what's it going to be like when crap does hit the fan? They're going to try to keep their little cushy life. You know what? They know at your house, there's a recliner there. I'll sleep on the couch. I don't care. A couple extra t-shirts, some socks I'll borrow from your drawer. And suddenly now they're a resident completely depending on you. You need to make it very clear right from day one, anybody coming to your house, friends, neighbors, whatever, no freeloaders are allowed. If you're going to be here and I have enough food for you, well, guess what? You're going to work. You're actually going to help prepare the food, cut wood, have security, stay up all night certain nights to watch what's going on, work on repairs, feed the animals, and the list goes on and on and on, doesn't it? So you need to make it very clear. You need to put your foot down because you are that leader that no freeloaders absolutely are allowed. I'm not saying you may not take people in your house. Just make sure they're not freeloaders coming in your house and that it's well aware at the very beginning. If you wait, you know how it is. 2 weeks later, look, I didn't want a freeloader. They'll be like, oh, too late. I'm already here. No, you need to establish at day one. I'm going to let you in my house. I'll give you so much food, but you are going to work for this, and there's no freeloaders allowed. So there you go. There's 5 things of who are you prepping for. I'm sure there's other things too. What would you look at as far as who you're prepping for besides pets and freeloaders and family? Put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching.